Vocals 1 are on, vocals 2 are good. Screens off.
Yep, and we've got volume over on the stream. Perfect.
And I think.
Okay. Note. That's not the note. Where's the note? There's the note. Okay, perfect. All right, guys. So when last we left off, our adventurers had decided to meet up at the Velvet Lantern to discuss a job that they had been offered by Edward from the Seabrook estate to move a cart of goods from the pier to the Temple of the Radiant Sun in the Makers District. After picking up the cart that was unguarded and simply left there, the party became suspicious of the cart and its cargo, given the large amount of money that was given to them to simply move it from point A to point B. However, after very thorough investigation, they could not determine what was really in the cart and finished delivering it to the temple, where the priesthood took it as alms for the poor and began to bring the cart around back. Sister Elise offered to pray over them, but before they could react, at 7:31 in the morning, a massive explosion ripples across the city, and chunks of flaming debris and masonry are thrown for hundreds of meters. Secondary explosions ring out in several places across the city, and as the party is gathering their wits and the civilians feed into the catacombs beneath the temple, two Imperial Guardsmen take up defending the temple as hostiles rush to the cart to trying to work on something beneath it. The party was drawn into conflict with these men and women who were trying to breach the temple and secure the cart. And after a fairly brief conflict, the attackers were beaten back. And moments afterwards, cavalry from the Legio Rose arrived, sweeping after the attackers. So, my friends, with the immediate conflict resolved, what would you like to do?
I've got a whole fucking list of things that I want to do real quick. First and foremost, I want to make sure that bomb is fucking neutralized.
Sure.
So I'm going to get it out of the wagon and make sure there is no way it can go off.
Okay. Roll me investigation, please.
Okay.
I will help.
And get advantage.
Yes.
W.
That is one of my good things.
Okay, so that one. Well, I can either take a 17 on the dice or a nat 20 on the dice. So I think I'll take the nat 20, which will give me a total of 24.
Okay. So you get underneath the cart where the gentleman who was I believe it was cabbaged by Coral.
To death.
To death, yeah, is currently laying still. However, underneath it and near the hand tool that was left on the ground, there is a small hole drilled that was drilled into the corner of the cart bottom. If you think of it like a rectangle, it's in one of the top corners of the rectangle. And I mean, when I say it's close, I mean it's like all but touching the edges of the wood. The fact that you guys didn't find it is not a detriment to how good you guys tried to find it. It's that this was really, really, really well hidden. It is. You have to know exactly where you're going in order to actually get that spot perfectly. You do a little bit of investigating in there. You see the two little dangling wire bits in there. Pulling on those, they do pull out a surprisingly large amount of extra wire in it, and it pulls down, and you note that this wire it's not a hot wire. You don't just touch them together and it's good. It requires a detonator of some sort. Like some variety, timer, fuse. It doesn't really matter, but it doesn't have it currently. So far as you can tell, the bomb itself is completely and utterly inert. Now, upon also further inspection, the wires just feed directly into the actual cart. The whole cart is the bomb.
Oh,
the
Jesus.
entire bottom is literally like packed with explosives.
Well, that explains the size of the explosions.
You determine this when as you pull back and it actually like pulls part up a piece forward. And you're like, that's fucking dynamite.
Forgive my ignorance, but if it is inert, is this something that we could potentially take out and use in some manner?
Technically speaking, yes, but we'd be working at it for a while because it's the entire bloody cart.
Yeah,
This is all packed with dynamite.
Well, it's
I'll have an investigation of the bodies that we left behind. Want to
You
make
take a
out.
look at them.
Want to try and figure out any defining signatures or.
Okay.
This is clearly some
Alright.
kind of covert military
Um,
operation.
I'm gonna join
Go ahead.
him on that after I.
Yeah, I was gonna say while Wilhelm was working under the cart, I would try to at least do my best and drag that corpse out of there to give him more room.
Yeah, there's
Um,
there's I think 4 or 5 corpses right there. I couldn't remember how many were actually sitting there, but it's like 4 or 5 corpses that are right over there. So
I won't really be helping with the search, but I will. I'll be dragging them out into like a neat little row of corpses
Yeah, I'm
That's
gonna
easy
as
enough.
respectfully as I can.
I'm gonna be investigating the uniforms with Kishon in a moment. But before I do that, I'm gonna basically go into my stuff, get some ink for my calligraphy stuff, and I'm gonna, in big fucking letters, I'm gonna paint TNT on the card so that the people who are approaching knows, hey, this is a giant explosive. Be careful.
I would like to take up some sort of lookout position in case they decide to come back.
you probably the best lookout position would probably be on the roof of the temple, which you've already found a way up to, like with the rope and such. And I believe you guys haven't removed that; it's still there. So a little hop, skip, and a jump. And I'm not gonna make you roll for it because you have time. You're not being pressed, so you can easily get your way back up onto the roof, and now you have a pretty good view. For Kishlan and Wilhelm, two of you, I would like Kishlan to roll with advantage for this one because you did initiate that, and Wilhelm, you are assisting.
Good job for
Also
that
to keep
advantage.
you keep you both rolling as well. For Jason, a quick look out at the city shows that a good few fires are raging in various places. There are people in the streets, so you see that the streets are being flooded with cavalry, and behind them are foot soldiers and such. These are very clearly much more trained and regimented and more put together individuals than just guard. They are sweeping through. Like the cavalry come in first, and they sweep through, and as they go in the direction roughly that we'll just say bad guys because you don't know who bad guys were, and go back. You do hear a series of pops and bangs of what is probably gunfire, and then it goes quiet again, with the exception of the occasional whir of a siren, as there is a firefighting team that is trying to start putting out fires. Though this is the old manual crank siren, so.
Hell yeah.
Nice. So thank fuck for that advantage. Because I rolled a 4 and a 14. So 14 plus
Hey.
my
Good.
bonus is a 22.
Nice.
Okay. With a
Yeah.
22, you do determine a couple of things. Before this is, and I will give you this information, but then we will not pause, but then something is going to happen while you are deciphering that information, or taking that in. So first, you do determine that there are some pretty unifying themes amongst the dead boyos here, that you guys have dealt with. They are wearing fairly similar garb, mostly composed of linen or cloth masks and headdresses and such to try to very clear to obscure themselves from who they might be. Beneath that, however, is what really draws the attention, because on the exterior they honestly look like they're just draped in a lot of extra cloth, like undyed, washed, but undyed and signified cloth, raw linen and raw cotton and stuff. When you peel a little bit of that back as you're looking for anything important, you do find that they are wearing armor beneath that. This isn't just some dudes with guns. This was some dudes that were intending on doing this, intending on getting into a fight with guns. Their armor on 2 of them is identical, and the other 3 is identical as well. There are 2 that are just wearing, the armor is green, with a, hold on one second while I grab a note for that. Where the fuck did that just go? There it is. The armor is green, and it does carry an insignia on it. Though you see one of them has had it like partially scratched off. The other one is still very, very much the same. However, it is the insignia of a sun cresting the horizon, like what it looks like. So that's 2 of them that are wearing that, and again, one of them has it kind of like partially scratched out. The other 3 who are wearing very similar are wearing, again, lots of extra cloth. However, they are wearing green armor with silver banding. There is an emblem on one of them, and it's the one who got cabbaged. There are 2 emblems actually. One is the emblem of a shield, like a shield, like a, I want to say roundel, but it's a little insignia, effectively, of a shield with a sun rising behind a castle. This guy also has a secondary one, which looks to be like a wrench of some variety. It's kind of slightly off shapen. It's not perfect. It looks almost like stylized, if you will.
Yeah.
And that seems to be made out of bronze. Just a little bronze emblem. That one's like clearly pinned on. It is also not burnished bronze, so as in someone took care of it. It's not oxidized.
Does any of this look identifiable to me?
That was going to be the next question.
Yes, it is. I will tell you. That you guys, the 2 of you especially, know pretty clearly whom, or at least where those 2 symbols come from. The bronze thing, not sure, but or at least you're not certain of. The other 2 dudes, one of them, the green, the sun cresting the horizon, is the symbol of the Dawn Guard, and the sun rising behind a castle in a shield is the symbol of the Silver Sentinels. You don't need to roll history or anything for this. You're pretty versed, at least in the goings on of where you are. Those shouldn't be out, actually. You shouldn't be seeing these.
What was that silver one again? The symbol of that second one you said?
The second one was the shield. Was a shield with a sun rising over a castle, and that is the Silver Sentinels. There's a green armor with silver banding. Both of you are aware that where those symbols hail from. It's technically here, but not right now. Those are symbols of the old Ostium Republic. Both of them. Different groups in the Ostium Republic, but both of them are symbols of the Ostium Republic. So that's what you get before rummaging through pockets or anything like that. This is just looking for identifiable things. You have now found identifiable things.
Yeah.
I need to take that pizza out of the oven. So you have approximately 1.5 minutes while I put this pizza on the stove to talk.
I think that's perfect, guys.
That's a blast from the
do it.
past.
I likely don't recognize a whole lot of this, so I'm looking for some of you smarty pants to explain it
It's
to me.
you'll probably definitely see a little bit of concern and oddity from my face. So it's not something you see every day.
No, certainly not anymore.
Long
Both of
story
these-
short, go ahead.
Both of these symbols belong to what was here before the Imperium, essentially.
So is this some sort of artifact from before the Imperium? Is there some sort of new rebellion of old? I don't know how to say it, but old.
Certainly what this would be,
Monarchy?
that's certainly what this would be pointing towards, and it was a republic. It's just it was a very corrupt republic. I know a good bit about this because my grandfather fought in the civil war that led to the downfall of the republic. So,
Oh damn.
yes.
Look, I've heard
My-
about it, but I mean, it was ancient history as far as I knew. But still, we're talking at least 2 of your generations past. So
something
somehow
like that, yes.
the remnants of the unsquashed have gained enough strength to try to do this? Some terrorist activity? Some guerrilla-like attack on our city?
I will put it this way. I am inevitably going to end up telling my family this, especially my great aunt. I cannot wait to have that conversation. And I have a feeling she will be both shaken but also not surprised. Because she knows enough about the people that we were fighting at the time to know that if they had any strength whatsoever, they were going to do this.
I'm going to put a slight pause in this, and I want to play catch up on reality here. We delivered the cart successfully.
Yes.
Should we go back and get paid? Were we paid
Well,
up front?
I think we were paid up front, actually.
paid
that
up
was the
front.
money on the cart.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, great. So we're paid. I think you're right, because I think they gave us 10 gold.
It was like
and
10.
Split it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
It was 10 gold with a note in it.
Yeah. Okay. So then,
All I
bear
have
with
to
me
s-
here.
Yeah, so all I have to say is this definitely now implicates us.
I mean, we had nothing to do with it. If anything, we could ask who made the call to have us deliver this cart.
That should
you know?
definitely be the next move.
I will say this much. I'm going to do a full name drop in case there's ever any sort of issue with them thinking that we're suspect. The Nikolaevna family is not going to be suspected. Like we've been loyal for at least 3 generations. So
I should also be good. I served for a good few years myself, so
I'm also technically
And-
reserve duty military still. So
Well, I mean, most
And in
of
the middle of
me
you
and-
guys talking about that, a cavalryman, and yes, I apologize to just interrupt you guys,
Nope.
but this is what they do. Cavalryman pulls up right in front of you, clap, 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 pulls back on his reins and everything. He says, "You there?" And then gesturing to you all, and he says, "Go back inside. It's not safe."
We found
at which
rats out.
point, one of the guards from the inside shouts out and waves at him and says, "They're with us." And he goes, he nods, and then and he says, "Still secure the area, and we'll take care of the rest." And then he pulls off.
Right. I mean, we already secured the area before them, so you're welcome.
He did.
What is so? Look, me and my horror bros, I don't think anything's gonna get pinned on us. Really, we're just nobodies. I know it'd be ideal to pin it on a bunch of nobodies, but we could just like disappear. Like that, I'm not worried about that. I do think that since we are all here together, and my general instinct isn't to go hide at Mother's, that we should try to pursue any strings we have, which I think is who the hell hired us to deliver this card.
I agree.
What? Can I just interject for 1 second?
Oh yeah, I should mention Kix knows a bunch of shit.
When you bring up like the horror bros, you're gonna like pan back, and Kix is just standing there like blank face, complete shock that all of
Well,
this
I've seen that.
just fucking happened, and he's like, "Mom."
Well, I've definitely seen that face before.
Now, last I recall, Coral did try to run off to check on Mom.
Coral successfully ran off.
Okay, so I chased after him
That's
for
where
a
he
bit.
is right now.
Couldn't get him. All right.
No, you chased after him, got him back away from getting shot at. Y'all dealt with the things, and then he was like, "I'm out. I gotta go check on Mom."
So as soon as we dealt with the combat, he's like, "Bro,"
he fucked up at max speed.
All right, so I'm not too worried about Coral.
He is at
and I
run,
will
bonus
feel
action
better,
run, and dash run.
And I will feel better knowing that Coral was back at Mom's place at the Lantern, at least checking in on family we've got there still. We'll deal with that when we get to it, but like I feel like, and maybe I'm overstepping because I know we've just met, especially some of you fancy pants. Not you, Jason. I think I get you. And honestly, Wilhelm, I really, really like your aura. It feels very warm to me.
I think that's a compliment.
Yeah, it is. Certainly.
I believe it is.
Perfect.
Take it as one.
But I think we're in this together. I don't know what that means next, other than chasing down strings that we have to who the fuck hired us.
Agreed. I know I have two things that I need to do now, and one of them will require me to do this, and I'm going to walk over to one of the Dawn Guard corpses and one of the Silver Sentinel corpses, and I'm going to take the emblems that they have off, basically, however I can. Because I need to bring those home, because people aren't going to fucking believe me.
As you're doing that, you notice that the female guard is coming back towards you guys at this point. She has her rifle slung the whole night at this point. So you do manage to pull off. For both of them, the emblems are like actually embossed into the armor, leather or otherwise. So you literally just take the whole shoulder piece off of them. As after you finish doing that, the guardswoman steps up and she says, "Sorry, I don't mean to intrude. I'm sure you guys are working through it. I wanted to tell you thank you for assisting back there. I don't think that me and Heinrich could have actually taken care of all of this by ourselves. If it is all right with you, I'm going to put reference to you in my report that I am required to send back. that will be going directly to my superior, though really it will probably go right past my superior, if my superior is even alive still.
That is the
And,
case with Parliament.
Well,
Thankfully, they didn't work there, but I want to make sure that you are compensated at the minimum for risking your lives for the Empire.
Thank you very much. I
It is
really
but
like the
my
way that
duty.
sounds.
Well, if you're going to put my name on the report, you may as well put the full thing on it. So I'll give my military title and then Wilhelm Nikolaevna von Dracosia. And I'm not looking for compensation.
I probably this will probably save me from doing a report myself, as I would probably have to do one. So
Yes.
appreciate it.
That's pretty
Honestly,
much
if
the
it's
reason why
all the
Wilhelm's
same,
letting this happen.
I'll take his compensation if that's okay.
By all means, give it to him.
Yeah. Wait. 1 second. Kicks. We'll snap
Don't worry,
right
Kix,
out of
you know how
it.
this works.
Yeah.
Wait a sec.
Yeah. Compensation? I mean, I don't think a bigger part was played by other than, the one played by my brothers. So, yeah. Kickstone. Nice
She
to meet you.
She collects the names, just and writes them down so that she can finish her report up and such. And she says, I will be taking this directly to my superior or my superior's superior if they are not available. And they will be contacting you guys. Alternatively, I could have you guys take it to them if you'd like. That would probably be faster.
Oh, in that case, yeah. And perhaps they might give us more leads than the one that we're chasing, which could be a fucking flat dead end.
I mean, it wouldn't be a too
Perhaps.
bad idea, because it would be, I suppose, a better idea having 2 guards as yourself, perhaps protecting the civilians who we have taken cover in the church.
We'll keep them safe. Here, and she hands you a written copy of her report. And she says, "Take that to the halls of judgment. Someone in there should know where you need to go. Typically, I would bring it to my superior in the barracks there, but you shouldn't need to. You should probably see one of the clerks if they are still in order. And
I'm
they'll point
hazard
you
to
in
guess
direction.
the
If not,
barracks.
they'll
I'm hazard to guess the barracks might be one of their targets. So
if it is, then it is. But I figured you.
yes,
there
we'll
you are.
find out.
At this point, a couple of just foot soldiers have come over, and they immediately take over the scene where you guys are. They're like, "Everybody away from the cart. We'll take care of this."
Wow. I have never even been into the Hall of Judgment. I mean, I know where it is, but I just don't hang around in that area.
I don't know about Wilhelm, but I'll definitely mention about the cart and yeah, don't mess with it. That's what's caused.
One of them says, "Royal Engineers, we'll take care of it."
Good.
Yeah, Brendel, this is weird. Usually we try to stay away from this building, right?
Yeah, I know, but I feel like this time we got fancy people all dressed up. Like, I think we're like, this is the only time we're going to be able to walk in and take a look around, right?
Yeah, and get some coin for our pocket. For Mom.
They think
Hopefully she's okay.
They think that they're like in our debt or something, or whatever. And
they should be.
And Coral's off with Mama, so that's one less thing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I meant Coral
Yeah.
is off with Mama.
I suppose we've got several leads to go here. I know Wilhelm has several places to go as well. Perhaps we should have some kind of plan of action pathing ahead.
I love that idea. While I'm at it, time of day.
Currently, 8:04
Still morning,
in the
right?
morning.
It went off at 7:34.
It went off at 7:31 in the morning. It is currently 8:04.
All right, well, we still have time for breakfast.
Oh,
You
one of
do.
those croissants. With some fresh.
Should go for some food.
I hope that place didn't get fucking hit, man.
Oh my
I'll be
gosh.
so fucking pissed.
So, are we heading towards to the halls of judgment?
I mean,
How do they
Is that where
open?
we're heading?
'Cause I feel like
which is
they don't
closest?
open till 9.
From where you guys, so they, you don't know if they close, when or if they close.
No, I'm just
as
assuming through general history they don't open
Yeah.
till like 9:15, but really that means like 9:45, and then you get in there
Yeah.
and there's no clerk, and you're like,
and no one's
looking
here.
around.
Yeah, exactly. It's too much like real life. Too much. So the closest, they're pretty close to equidistant. I'd say it's slightly closer to get to the halls of justice. Excuse me. What did I say? Judgment. Excuse me. The halls of judgment than it is to go back to the pier. You could go back to the pier. There's nothing saying
I
you
said-
couldn't go that direction.
Yeah, we do have another stop, which Wilhelm needs to go back to his place, I believe. So we've got several places to go.
So, Wilhelm, I'm going to assume that you want to go to your room, correct?
Yeah, it's one of the places I want to go.
Okay. Your room would be in the royal quarter.
Yep.
Oh
the
shit,
royal
I've never
quarter-
been there either.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the I have a lot
Ever.
of money section.
Ever. They won't even let us near the gate. They just like push us off. And
So the royal quarter will be where you need to go for that. That is past the halls of judgment.
Okay.
So you need to go. You would not need to. You could hit the halls of judgment and then go to the royal quarter. The royal quarter is kind of a slight bit of a misnomer. It may have originally been where like the royalty lived, but the royalty realistically lives in the palace, and the palace is like pulled away from even the royal quarter. And it's the palace is kind of its own castle in almost all respects. It is like it is effectively a castle inside of a city that is also a castle. It's kind of complicated, but they were very determined not to have that be attacked. The royal quarter is also in the direction of the initial explosion. The parliament is in fact in the royal quarter, on the far side of it, but it is there. So you'd be going in towards the devastation, just as a heads up. Or at least a devastation you are aware of.
Halls of Judgment, then onwards towards where my handler is, since I have no doubt they will be issuing a panic back home. I need to make sure that they immediately send a false alarm to follow it, since I'm sure there are people back home who will be angry that I haven't made myself known yet. I also have something to pick up there. And then, I suppose, back towards the pier.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So, you guys, this time hoofing it as opposed to taking a cart, make your way through the streets towards the halls of judgment. It is not far, but it's a lot slower on foot than it is on cart or motor vehicle or otherwise. It probably takes you guys the better part of an hour and a half to walk over from where you are, but you do walk that route. The devastation on the way is not particularly apparent. In fact, most of this is relatively untouched. Busted out windows, and you do see that there are a couple of buildings that did catch fire, probably from falling, burning masonry and otherwise. But those fires are being handled by the firefighter corps, and the streets are now very safe at the moment. So you are not bothered. You are only a few people, one of only a few people actually walking the streets at all at this point. The air is thick and heavy with humidity, like it might rain soon. But you're not sure if there's anything else to that other than it might rain soon. It is late winter. It could potentially even snow, but it's not cold enough quite for that yet. It's probably about 40 degrees or so Fahrenheit, like 3 degrees, 2 or 3 degrees Celsius. I'm not good at conversion there, but I think that's about right. So you make your way over. You approach the gate. It is part of the massive wall that separates and protects the city in all directions. The Hall of Judgment used to be, or was originally going to be, an expansion in some, a small expansion of the wall outwards or inwards, depending upon which direction you're looking at it, and was then kind of determined that they didn't need to do all of that, so they didn't end up. All they did was basically create a small, walled off, miniature, salient that is freestanding and has walls all the way around it perfectly. Well, not perfectly, but all the way around it, and 3 major gates in and out. The gate is very guarded right now. There are a shitload of the Imperial Guard and the even Legio Rose that are here. So they, as you approach, one of them puts up the hand, like, hold on, whatever, and he's like, state your business.
I'll present my emblem rank and report what I've got a report to hand in.
He gestures for the report, takes it from you and looks it through, scowls a little bit. You can't tell if that scowl is I disagree with this or what have you, but takes it, hands it back, and he says, go on through. And he, motions at the other guys to, let you guys through, and they do. They stop crowding you and let you pass.
I want to retcon something, but it's going to be ongoing. But when we're getting into, say, group social activities, I'm going to resort to a sort of posture of like a penitent monk, beads obvious. Let smart people talk. I'll stay silent. I'll keep my head down, avert my eyes, that sort of thing. And that's going to be my number one move almost anytime we're dealing with people of authority.
Yeah, I'm pretty close to that.
Got it. Yeah, they let you guys through. You pass through the varied and well armed at this point guard and soldiers. They're on edge, surprised to no one. But inside, it almost looks like nothing weird is really happening in here. The salient that makes up the halls of judgment is kind of a like an oblong or an oval of sorts. It again is surrounded on all sides by walls. The buildings that are here have some are free. There's a couple of freestanding buildings, but most of them are actually attached to the walls, like almost like they've grown off of it like cancer. Though their own architecture and stuff, and it has some artistic ability to how it was created. It was definitely not just created to be brutalist and imposing. There's some like some clear Gothic styles and otherwise that were incorporated into this into the architecture that's in here. However, dominating the center space of this is the court itself, and it is a large brick, and towards the top of it, you can see that it transitions into timbers and other varieties of building materials that are lighter, as it's a very large, probably from ground to top might be about 120 feet. It's a big building, and the doors to that building are in fact wide the fuck open, allowing for light and air to flow through. That might be where you should go. There is also off to the side, though it's not listed, there are these, again, buildings that are built onto the side of the wall. Most of them are semi-uniform. There's some breakups of different um, heights and or slight uh, differences in how they look. But otherwise, that's where you're kind of at the moment. Where would you guys like to go from here?
Of the
Okay.
two bureaucratics that are here, where do our bureaucratic senses lead us?
It's just about to say, have we ever been here before?
You've probably been here at least once. The center building, you're aware, is a courtroom. It is the courtroom. It is where most of the large scale justice is dealt with. When you're talking about, you know, prosecuting or otherwise multiple, a lot of people, that's where you would go. You could probably find a clerk in there. Alternatively, you're just going to have to go door to door and just hope that you either get to a barracks or to a clerk that can actually help you. Though, most of them are like scribes and a bunch of other shit, so you don't really think that's the direction, but you could do that if you wanted.
I'll get straight in towards the court and try to find a clerk, I guess.
It's not hard. It's not hard. You enter into the large building. It is relatively modest despite its imposing and grandiose size. The floor is just simple polished stone. It is not, we're not talking marble and all that crazy shit. It's just your common river stone and otherwise that have been kind of flattened out and shiny and made shiny along with a layer of lacquer, probably. So your shoes make a nice, clacking noise as you walk across the floor. The air is filled with the smell of dusty, dry parchment. The far side of the entry, like atrium, if you will, is dominated by several sitting desks that there are people sitting at. Several of them are empty, but you do spot a couple of them that are not, and there are clerks going through various files and forms and this, that, and the third. None of them notice you when you walk in, but you don't think that's necessarily their job. It might be that you need to talk to them rather than them having to talk to you.
Well, I suppose we walk up to a less busier clerk.
Okay. He looks up from the paperwork that he has, and he says, "Yes, how can I help you?"
Yes, my name's Kishan. I'm with the Obsidian Pillar. Got a report to hand in regarding the recent bombing that's still currently potentially going on of the church of where we were.
Give it here.
I'll pass it over.
Takes it from you, sets it down on the table, adjusts his spectacles. I see. Usually this would be handled by either one of the guard captains or alternatively with one of the... Make sure I'm not about to put my foot in my mouth. Or alternatively, this would be taken care of by the praetor, but they are all of them are currently either out, unaccounted for, or otherwise. I will take this to the Udex. please stay here. Kind
Appreciate
of
it.
gets up, grabs his cane, walks away slowly. You get the feeling nothing here moves very fast.
Never
And
does.
he walks away and into a closed room, and you're left sitting there for some amount of time. Anything you guys want to talk about in the meantime? Otherwise, I will skip the time and we will go straight to the next thing.
Well, directly to the Udex.
No
Yeah, that's
surprising.
Today has been an
That's-
eventful day.
That's UDUX, UDUX,
IUDEX.
Udex.
AU,
I-
IU,
IUDEX. Udix.
IUDEX.
It's basically
Well,
the Latin word for judge.
Well, fuck me.
Yeah.
And my homeschooled reading.
For a refresher on the justice system, the Udex is the judge that is appointed personally by the emperor. The praetor is below them. They're like, they handle most of the day-to-day, or like, I need your manager kind of shit. And beyond and below them is princeps, which, as was mentioned, the captains of the guard. Princeps are the ones that really deal with all of the day-to-day shit. They answer to the praetor. The praetor answers to the Udex, and the Udex only answers to the emperor. And that is it.
It's no surprising with the happenings going on. Suppose
Even
most-
so, there are people back home. I know I keep mentioning them, but it's something that's weighing on my mind at the moment. Will probably end up giving me yet another lecture simply because Udexes get mentioned.
Oh,
I am so looking forward to that.
So you guys wait here for that. Where the fuck did my notes just go? All right, you guys wait here for, say, about 20 minutes or so of just kind of twiddling about, waiting for Dude Man Bro to come on back before he finally does come back. And he says, "Come this way, the Udex will see you." And he brings you guys. Yeah, here we go. I found my notes. That's what I was saying. Here we go too. He brings you guys into a hallway, which I'm gonna skip most of because it's all samesies, honestly. This place is set up like a maze, at least not the central courtrooms section. Everything else is just twisting, winding hallway after hallway into sub rooms, and otherwise it's very easy to get lost in here. However, gentleman brings you along, eventually up a set of stairs, and eventually into another long winding section that goes to the far end of the what you're guessing is the far end of the building, or back towards technically it'd be back towards the entrance, although above the entrance. And he knocks on a door. The door opens, and there is these door opens to a small, well-dressed, like probably 2'10" maybe, mousefolk woman, who nods to you all and gestures for you all to come in, and you can walk right into the Udex's office. It is a large room, despite most of it being just open space. Probably to pace is what you get from the small grooves that you actually can see that have been slightly worn into the floor, where someone has probably gone back and forth a very large amount of time. The room is warm, but also cold in some ways. Warm as in there's a lot of wood in this orangey or amber slash sepia tones that are all around, but also cold steel and otherwise pieces and pieces of art and otherwise that don't really display much emotion. There's a bookshelf to the side, a set of seating chairs, a coffee table, libations. There's dominating the middle of the room, or rather the far end of the room, is a desk that's slightly off kilter instead of being perfectly flat. A stack of papers and books that are on that desk, as well as inkwells, pens, and otherwise the usual stuff you kind of expect to see. The far end of the room, currently looking out and swirling a small cup of probably alcohol of some variety, is an individual, older human, wiry beard, more gray, much more gray than it is black, which it probably was originally. He looks to be in his probably 50s, 60s. It's a bit older, if not older than that. And he's currently looking out the window towards the plaza and whatnot that you guys actually came in through, which is not busy, but people are moving rapidly back and forth for their lives and otherwise. The mouse folk bows and says, presenting Udex Joseph Tabor. He seems to be roused by that, and turns to see you all and says, I'm told that you all have a report for me.
Oh, most certainly. I give the appropriate greeting. Kishan Alconbury and Parapets, we happen to be at the church of, what was that church
Temple
again?
of the Radiant Sun.
Temple of Radiant Sun. When this attack has happened, and we have fortunately to be in the right time to stop one of these bombs to go off. We have uncovered certain insignias and symbols, which I believe would be in handy, if they haven't already been reported.
Joseph steps forward, slow, metered, steady. His face is, especially now that you can see it since he's looking towards you, is gaunt, his cheeks sallow, and his nose a bit crooked and kind of very curved as he looks at you, almost beak-like in a lot of regards, but not quite. His eyes are recessed into his eye sockets a good bit, and he looks like he's seen far too much. The bags are quite heavy beneath his eyes. However, he steps forward and he says, I will see that report, please.
I pass the report along.
He takes a moment, a long, pregnant pause as he reads, with no other distractions or anything. You guys can hear yourselves breathing in this room. It's so fucking quiet. Uncomfortable is the probably best way I can describe
I was just gonna say, like,
most of this.
I'm over by Randall, like, I don't like this.
For the horrors, this is very similar and this has some similar vibes to I've gotten in trouble and I'm awaiting to find out, am I about to get beaten or I have a bunch of work
the
to
usual
do?
thing of like averting our eyes from anyone who might be the main authority figure about to punish us.
Yeah.
What? after a moment, he says, I am not quite familiar with any of you, and but I am familiar with the work of some of my better guardsmen. Gertrude believed that you did exceptional, so I shall honor that. And you will be compensated for your efforts in defending the people. Mildred and the little mouse woman. Yes, sir. If you would please, go inform one of the scribes that a transaction is to occur from the city to the, from the crown to these individuals. And here is their names. He hands her the report. And please make sure that they are compensated. Of course, sir. And she, out of the room. He turns back to you all. Again, somehow, even after just a little reaction, that little thing, looking even more drained than he did moments ago. I am pleased that you have seen fit to do the right thing, and I believe wholeheartedly that that is something we should make sure that we foster in this place. There are far too many people that are far too selfish and far too what's the word I'm looking for? Fulfilled? No. That's the word. Absorbed. I lost the word. There are far too many people who are self-absorbed at this time, and many that would have turned a cheek, but you all didn't. And that is honorable. Sir. Duty only tells you what you should do, not what you will do. Still, I see that there are, in this report, there were those symbols that were discovered.
Yes.
Do you happen to have them still?
If it pleases you, I would like to be able to bring these home with me, but you may see them, and I set them down on the desk so they can be observed.
He takes them, looks them over, nods, and then passes them back to you.
Thank you, Udix.
This is most distressing. There are many things that are at play, and most I am not able to tell you about. What I will say is, the Crown will pay you for your efforts. There are more things that I will need to investigate, but that will take time. I have another matter, but that matter can wait as well. If I may... Actually, he doesn't even say if I may. He just says, I will have someone contact you with more information, or if I need more information into my investigations.
Probably for all of us.
He says, but I have things that I must tend to. Please see the clerk on the way out. Mildred will have made sure that you have been paid.
Of course. Thank you for your time, Udix.
Thank you,
He gives
sir.
you a very slight head nod. He gives you a slight head nod, and you guys are out of there.
Mhm.
Run! Flee! You get out
believe
there.
in an orderly manner.
Flee! When you guys get out of the hallway, Mildred says, "If you will, follow me," and she leads you all out back down the winding, twisting corridors that is this place. It's hard to keep track of where you are, especially in this big of a building with so many different directions that you can go, in different rooms and otherwise. But she brings you back down all the way out of the out into the to the foyer where or atrium where she gets one of the scribes and hands them a piece of parchment. Scribe looks up like what, and she says she looks and she just gives him the look, and he okay, and he reaches down into a thing, opens a safe, and starts counting out things for you all. He then proceeds to hand you all individually 10 gold crowns, which is the coinage. Each. So every member of the party will get 10 gold.
I'll take Corals
Hell
if you don't
yeah.
mind.
Yo,
No.
Kix, let's get out of here. Let's go retire.
I think we should just look for things to do that will benefit them. And maybe I'll actually care about benefiting them more if we're getting paid like this. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Yeah, I can see
Wilhelm
that.
Wilhelm is going to lean over very carefully and under his breath, that's a trap.
Good at traps.
Are you kidding me? A trap where they pay you 10 gold every time you do something? You know how many times we do things? We do things all the time for people.
All the time.
I've never even
All the
seen.
time. I mean,
All
listen,
the time.
it's,
From
not
personal
gonna be-
experience.
you know, grannies, brownies. I mean, those things are awesome. But 10
From
gold,
personal
that's
experience,
Wilhelm.
it starts with small things that you're giving to the governmental body, and then eventually you're enlisting in the military and dying in a battlefield somewhere.
Whoa. That's too far.
Whoa.
All I'm
That
saying
is
is we have
too far. Too far.
we have delivered our fair share of carts before.
Mhm.
And let me tell you.
Yeah.
I don't know that every card is going to net you 10 crowns.
But it might.
Yeah, I mean, think about it.
Suit yourselves.
We're gonna
Your
start
aura
an
is
iCart
major.
service in the city.
Wilhelm, your aura's getting more purple than green.
Yeah.
We just move carts for money.
Okay. So, from here, where are we going? Now that you've been paid, Mildred gives you a bow and says, "Thank you for your service," and scampers away.
I believe to your housing now, Wilhelm.
Yes, unfortunately. I need to be seen.
That sounds fun.
It's not.
No, we got to check in with Mama too. Make sure Coral didn't get into more trouble.
I was thinking the same. But
Look, you can do whatever you want. I can do a quick check-in. You know, I'll check in. I'll meet you back somewhere. Whatever. You know, we don't have to go back to the lantern. I just got to do a check-in.
okay.
So, it's currently about 12:30 or so at this point, after conversation, after getting paid and otherwise. So, you have received your money. You are, it is, like I said, about 12:30-ish. And I believe we're going to the royal quarters. Is that correct?
Seems so.
I know
Yeah.
at least Wilhelm is. Okay. So to the royal quarter, this is not far. At least not from where you are currently. The trip there. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. During the trip there. Well, only thing I don't have. During the trip there, which is not very long because you basically walk right out of the halls of hall of judgment into the royal quarter. The guard there are even more anal retentive. Like they disarm you all before and making sure that you in fact are who you say you are. They're not playing around and they're not taking chances. Pat downs the whole nine to make sure you're not carrying something you are not supposed to be carrying. But Wilhelm, after you speak to,
Yeah, and I'm not wasting their time.
What's weird to you for a second is that they actually do it to you too. They pat you down, which strikes you as odd.
Before it starts, I do hold open the coat so that they can see my handgun, which is in its holster strapped at the moment. So,
afterwards, the captain he says, "Sorry for the invasion of privacy, but we cannot be too careful."
understandable.
Come in, and gestures you inside. The streets are deserted up here, more or less, with the exception of roving bands of guardsmen or soldiers who are making sure the streets out in here are very safe, at least as safe as they possibly can be. The Royal Quarter took a really bad amount of the damage because it was the closest to the original explosion. So a lot of buildings are some semi or barely damaged. Every building, for the most part, that had glass has had the glass shatter in some capacity. So windows are blown out pretty much everywhere. There's, as you walk, you actually can hear the crunch occasionally of just small pieces of glass that have been sent in all directions, even into the street and otherwise underfoot. But you find your way into the area, and like I said, it is deserted, but it's not without life. There are still people, like I said, the people who are patrolling around. They don't really give you any shit or even really seem interested in you in any capacity. Jason, you specifically, as this is happening, you are in the position where you happen to be looking to catch this. What your passive perception is what? 14, 15?
My passive perception is 15.
15. Okay, so it is high enough to catch this. Just want to make sure that you weren't like sitting here at like a 12 or something. It's like, oh, damn, you wouldn't get this then. You are paying enough attention to the surroundings and stuff that you just, watching what's around when you you look up and you see a woman in a window, or one of the broken windows, who's looking out over that. You don't get very much of like what she's wearing, other than some sort of fanciful clothing, and she's watching you guys. When you look up, you get a very clear picture of her face. Before she notices you noticing her and pulls away where you can no longer see her. It just catches your eyes like, the hell was that?
We might need to be careful, I tell the group.
How so?
Well, it seems the locals might be on the lookout for whoever did this, and we might be mistaken as such. Maybe not, but could be. At least
yes.
that lady up there scoffing at us seemed to give me the inkling.
It could also just be the sort of people that exist up here. There is a certain class of people that spend a lot of their time here, and they're very judgmental. We'll put it that way.
Brings me back.
So,
I'm gonna start blending
through the-
into the shadows as much as I can, and if I see like a garden gnome in a front yard, I'm fucking flipping it upside down or something.
Excellent.
I'm fucking with these people in some way that makes me happy, but doesn't cause too much trouble.
this is not super. Yeah, I got you.
Disrespect your surroundings.
Yes.
Yes, Jeff.
Obviously, I'm regretting my decision, but did Coral make it back to the lantern?
You're not certain, but you feel like he did.
Because I
He would
kind of
already be
misstated
there
that
if
I
he-
was going to go check on him, and now I
Oh.
wish I was with this group.
You can be with this group. I thought you were with this group. You can be with this group.
Okay,
if you'd like to.
cool. I
Hell
ran
yeah.
back real
So,
quick.
you don't
saw
know,
Coral.
but you think he
I
got
saw
there.
Coral. I think he was there, and then I ran back here. And
Yeah. It's like that song
Yeah.
where you're like, oh wait, I'm gonna be missing out. He's fine.
Yeah, he'd be
you,
alright.
you run by, you hear one of the maidens just
Yeah.
shouting at Cole. It's like, yeah,
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 he's
yeah,
good.
fine.
Step of the wind back to the other group.
would you rather check on everyone you know and love in your life and your home where they are, or FOMA?
Or
Oh.
boba. All right.
Thank you, DM, and sorry for the interruption.
Nope, not a problem. So you guys find your way through the royal quarter. Wilhelm, you eventually find your way back to the abode that you have been staying at.
There we are.
It is,
Nice.
as far as anyone else, everybody else in the party, almost identical to all the other houses in this area. Or not, they're not identical. They do actually have a good bit of architectural difference. However, for those who don't really care that much, this looks pretty much the same as every other house you've passed. Multiple, like, 3-story tall building.
So, like,
the
bigger
whole
than the
nine.
lantern.
No.
Okay.
The lantern itself is rather large, but that's because it's kind of comprised of several buildings that have amalgamated together.
Yeah.
The lantern is kind of like if you took about half of the block that you're on and stuck it together as one building. Even though it's not actually one building, it's separate. It's a shitload of little rooms separated,
It's
from
like
each other. But
the old French where like you were taxed on your first floor. I think it was France, and that's why
Yeah, I believe
everybody
that's what it
had the
was.
houses that bloomed out. I always viewed the lantern as like that was like connected.
That plus also the drop, the third floor ceiling. Like the roof started on the third floor for that same reason. And I think that fits in such a romantic velvet lantern kind of way.
well, it is certainly if a trader is nothing but a miserable pile of bags, then then the lantern is nothing more than a motley assortment of rooms.
Totally.
That being said, this again building looks just about the same as everything else. There's little differences, like it's got a bay window, and, okay, which again also is blown out. All the other shit, but other than that, like it might as well just be your standard big townhouse, effectively. Wilhelm, you have the key. I don't need to have you do anything. You open the door.
There's like a 30-second pause where he like is very clearly psyching himself up, and then he opens the door and goes inside.
Are folks like us allowed in here?
Go with me.
I'd offer to take my shoes off, but I don't
Don't bother.
I don't wear shoes.
Don't bother.
His feet are so dirty.
Black souls.
I glance over to the blown out window. I don't think it's going to be a problem.
Yeah. This building, just like all the others, did not survive the initial shockwave unscathed. As this was very powerful, and like I said, took out pretty much all the glass. Not like all the glass in the city, but a large amount of it did go. But into the very warm and very comfortable interior of this townhouse. What?
Oh, it's definitely certain.
You can't have that.
Certainly make a living being a glass maker this week.
Yes, they will be very busy for sure.
Wilhelm, I'm terribly sorry for your loss. Even though it is of such a grand state, I can't necessarily understand it, but I do understand loss in general, and if you ever want to talk about it, I'm here.
That is appreciated.
Your aura is very
Inside.
green right now.
All right.
Inside there is a very furnished living or sitting room that you guys enter somewhat like adjacent or kitty corner to. There are stairs that lead directly up to the next floor, and ahead of you a hallway that attaches to the this large sitting foyer room kind of area, and attaches to what looks to be a kitchen of some variety back there. You can hear someone in the back who's humming away at a stove. And you know this. You at the Horbros, you're very familiar with this sound. It's the sound of someone working away in a kitchen. They know what they're doing. They're unbothered by anything that's happening in here.
They were unbothered, but now they are bothered by a teenage tiefling male that just is a snacker. And
yeah, I mean, you enter into the what? You enter into this room. The smell in the air, besides a little bit of the outside, just because again there's a fucking massive window open. The smell in the air, it kind of vaguely reminds you of like the smell of cinnamon, or something of that variety, a warming spice of some kind. There's nice accoutrement places, but I'm not going to bother detailing this room too much because it's not that important. Yeah, you guys are in here. Wilhelm, you are aware that in the back is one of the servants who is quite adept at cooking and taking care of people. She's kind of been somewhat of a mother figure for maybe not you, but at least some of the other noble kids or otherwise that live here occasionally. You are familiar with her. So you know who's back there, just off the top. Looks like most everybody else isn't here currently.
I will assume by the sounds that someone is alive.
This is your pad, bro?
Temporarily.
This is dope.
In the far back, you hear Yvonne, the cook back there, and she's like, "We're fine back here. Are you hungry?"
No, thank you, Yvonne. My guests probably are.
I'll have some food ready in a minute.
It smells delicious.
Thank you, Yvonne. All right. Well, they know I'm still alive. I am going to head upstairs and get something.
Of course.
Or
Need
wherever.
help getting it or no?
Oh no, I should be able to quite fine by myself. Thank you very much.
All right, Wilhelm. For expediency, you can go grab your stuff.
Yes.
Man, we are so lucky. Poral's not here.
He's got like valuables just like hanging out. Like, is this one of those houses like where we would walk in and be like, "Ooh boy"?
It's not opulent, if that's the word you're looking for.
Okay.
It's not quite opulent, but this is definitely, I have money and I'm not really afraid to show that I have some money.
Yeah.
Like it's little shit, like little shit that doesn't really matter. Like the candle holders are probably actually made of copper or bronze. They're not, just tin and things like there's actual glasses and such as opposed to wooden cups or
Right.
or mugs or otherwise stuff like that. There's little details that you especially pick up on, like
Right.
oh, these people actually have money and aren't afraid to spend some of it.
Brendolin, someday I'm gonna have
Right,
a house like this. Telling you.
Yeah, we all are. We all
No.
are. And so is Mama and each one of our sisters. Come on. You know,
I'm saying I'm
don't-
gonna have a house like this.
you don't need things. Things don't define us.
Ah,
Things
I feel better in
consume
here.
us. Hey. Listen to me, Kix. The things you own end up owning you. And I'm going to give him a hug.
ah, come on!
Come here.
Wait.
Athletics check. Go.
I'll acrobatics my way
Athletics.
out of this, bitch. Joking, I'm not even proficient.
So Wilhelm, you grab your stuff. For everybody else, in the foyer, one of the detail would be in the foyer. There is a section office that is like the dining table and dining room area. It's like big enough to sit to fit about 10 people or so comfortably. And as you guys are waiting for Wilhelm to grab his stuff and come on back down, Yvonne comes around the corner. She is a orcish woman, very big, built like a brick shit house. Definitely could beat your ass with a wooden spoon and it would hurt a lot. Level, but she seems very sweet from everything. She gives you guys a big toothy grin as you guys as she briefly kind of introduces herself. I'm Yvonne, and she sets plates of a couple of plates of food, cookies that are just set out there and whatnot, and then she says, "Please help yourself, and let me know if you need more." And she'll
Is that
step
cinnamon
away.
flavor I was smelling in the air?
Yes, they're I believe they call them snickerdoodles.
All right.
Neuron activation.
How many are there?
On this tray, it's probably there's probably about 30 or 40.
Oh, okay, great. I'm definitely gonna.
Perfect.
I'm gonna eat.
There's
one.
also actual food besides just cookies.
No, I'm gonna eat one of them, and then I'm gonna sleight of hand 2 of them into my robes.
Nobody
Hopefully I
notices,
can
or
find
anybody
some kind
who's
of
watching,
napkin.
maybe. But
I just need to, as a force of habit, I'm gonna try to pick one of them up in a napkin and then real quickly like fold it up and slide it in, and then I'm gonna do that again another time.
gone.
All right. And then maybe I'll eye up some of the other food.
I might
So
sleight
there's
of
like
hand his second one and just eat it from him.
that one's mine.
That was the big chewy
Okay.
one that was like in the middle.
It's a good thing
Still
Coral's not here.
I rolled a 17. I got a +8.
I'm good, but I'm sure you'd beat me.
You guys grab some. You grab some food. You have some nice, tasty treats, and also some actual like quiche and other food to stick to you a little bit more, so that you guys are not hungry. It's probably at this point about I'd say about 1:15 in the evening. Wilhelm, you've acquired your things. You've acquired whatever it is you wanted to grab here, besides what I already know you're grabbing here. So you got your stuff. You are able to leave if you so wish. Alternatively, there's nothing telling you guys you have to do anything in particular. Day is still yours.
I am now wearing my armor.
Copy that.
Can you describe your armor for me?
Fuck. What did we decide that this stuff looks like? It was like basically a fucking Iron Kingdom reference, if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Do you want me to describe it? I mean, I can if you'd
sure.
like
Yeah,
to.
go ahead.
So what you're looking at is looks like an oversized suit of armor, very similar to what the mannequins or otherwise that you've seen before would carry these big heavy big plates and stuff. It looks like it's like an oversized suit of armor. It's actually like overstuffed in some capacities and does not look to be just one single a single sheet of metal or otherwise. On his back or attached to his back, it's kind of hard to tell, at least at first. There is this kind of some sort of almost looks like a small chimney or smokestack that is behind him. There is a small metal cylinder attached to his lower back, and otherwise there's these overlapping plates with small attaching pistons and gears that you're not familiar with not even just out of the gate, like at all.
So besides being bulkier and whatnot, is he taller than he was before?
Just slightly. We're talking maybe 2 inches at max. It's not like putting him bigging him. He's just
Okay.
a little bulkier than he was originally. But that's in all directions. So he did physically get a little tiny bit taller as well.
I want to give him the deepest nod of sort of a silent sense of game recognized game, some kind of I need him to know that I appreciate this new part of him. And I'm not going to say it out loud, but his aura is again still between green and purple for me. It's it's hard to narrow it down. I mean, when you look at something that's shiny like a bug wing and you're like, what color is that? There's this iridescent sense that I can't quite. Anyways.
So, with that, we're gonna pause right there and have a break.
Okay.
As it's 10:45. We should probably take a bathroom break.
Word. Vocals 1, vocals 2 are good. Screen's off, and we're back.
All right. So, I believe you guys were just in Wilhelm's house. You've just been treated to some cookies and some food. So you guys have eaten. Wilhelm has come back down in his nice, heavy suit of Almal. It's not really that heavy. Well, it's heavy for anyone that isn't him.
Chunk,
But a
ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk.
big old suit of armor. During this time, nothing really has happened. What would you guys like to get up to now?
I suppose the only next course of action I can think of is question this Edward about this cart, this job.
If need
Well-
be, I got ways of making them talk. Crack
No,
knuckles.
yeah, as do I now. I'm ready if you all are.
Miss Yvonne
Please.
from the back. Wilhelm, did you eat?
No, Yvonne, I did not.
Please take some with you if you're heading out.
Yes, Yvonne, thank you. I'll grab
Giggle.
I'll grab a couple of cookies.
She is
Okay,
a
cookies
sweet-
acquired. Yeah.
Also, if there's anything else that was like dryish, like especially bread, rolls, anything like that, I'll also, I'll be sleight of handing them into my robe.
So if there's some pies that are dry, as pies are actually genuinely used, or at least before refrigeration became what it is now. Pies were a way of keeping ingredients good for longer, since they were generally fairly low in moisture. So there's a couple like small pies. You can probably take either a piece of them or otherwise with you, and
Will do.
you can have that. So are we heading back to Fisherman's Row?
I believe so.
Yep.
All right. Take you a little bit, just because you are going from one side of the not full side of the city. You're going from like middle top of the city to the bottom of the city. The best way I can say. So it's gonna take a little bit. It's about 3 hours of walking. During this time, a couple of things. One, the streets are just as patrolled as I mentioned before, and they're probably going to remain that way, is what you get the feeling for a long while. This is probably going to be the norm. More important than that, though, is unfortunately, especially as you get into the more, I don't want to say run down, but at least lower income sections of the city, from leaving from the nobles quarter into back into the makers districts and into eventually Fisherman's Row / the Harbor districts. The value of the monetary value of these places has dropped dramatically. You do spot a couple of things that draw your attention. For example, you spot a group of individuals throwing stones into what's left of the glass of somebody's house. Not sure what the fuck that's about. I'm gonna move on past it unless you guys decide to engage with it for some reason. But you see them throwing stones at this person's house. You see another one is you spot somebody banging on one of the doors. This isn't the same house; it's a different house. What's up?
So as we walk past and just as we're about to leave, just about to leave within 30 feet, if they're still chucking stones, I'm just going to use Gust have the stones kind of like as they're throwing midair, just have them come flying back at them.
Okay. All right, 1 point of damage to that guy. Yeah, he curses. He curses
Jackass.
quite a lot at that. But yeah, I mean, aside you leave that one alone. Another little while later, not too long, probably about 10, 15 minutes later, you spot another group of individuals smacking on someone's door. Yeah, as you guys walk past.
Should we do
I want
something
to
about
give
them?
them a stern look.
I want to be like, you know what? I'm going to say something. I'm going to say, hey, shame on you. How would you like it if someone was smashing on your door?
The one guy looks back and goes, "Sod off."
My
I'll
eyes are
definitely
gonna
give
go
him a stern
completely
look.
white. I'm
He's
just
like,
gonna stare at him.
"Fucking witch."
I turned to
You've
Wilhelm.
now attracted the attention of several of the other people that were smacking on this house and everything, and one of them goes, "The hell is it to you?"
Just find somewhere else to fuck off.
No, we're here first. Also, what do
We're
you
not
care about
looking
these,
to break
these
in.
mongrels?
You're the one being an asshole, banging on someone's door like that. Like, what's wrong with you?
You think it's your
Banging on
smartest
someone-
move
one of
to
the
fuck
guys goes,
around with
"Banging
a
on
group
someone's
with a
door?"
guy dressed in this armor?
Yeah,
And let
look
me
at this
not
guy.
even get started on the guy with horns. And I'm not talking about mine. They're peedly.
Guy in the
This? Mm-hmm. Think
guy
about
in the
it.
far back, or one of the one of the guys in the far back. You hear him shout something like, well, maybe we wouldn't have to break their shift. These freaking mongrels would leave.
What's going on here exactly?
He's playing a game he's not going to win at.
One of the other guys just looks over another random individual in this small motley group, looks over at you guys and he says, "It's their fucking fault that this shit happened."
And who are they exactly?
Fucking rodents. Are you blind?
Oh, this shit again. I can tell you with pretty firm confidence that the beast folk have absolutely nothing to do with what happened here.
One guy that's like taken aback by the fact that you say that, and he's like, "Yeah, well, you don't live here, clearly."
I can tell you with confidence that if you keep messing with that door, you're not going to like the outcome. And then I look around and realize Coral's not with me.
I concur with my friend here.
I
Please
stand
leave.
chest. I'll stand with you. Not that it's much.
Go on,
but
go home.
I believe that I was answering Zany, who is doing something at the moment.
Oh no.
That's a nat 20 for a total of 25.
Woo! Whatever it is, it was done well.
I'm glad
tell you
I
what.
did not cast
What do you do?
charm person yet.
I would normally try to say and predict, like I would turn to Wilhelm and be like, "Yo, Jason's aura is getting red," but between you and me, and I don't mean, this is seriously, don't share this. Tieflings don't have auras. We all know that, but you know,
yes, of course.
Six gets very, very self-conscious if you tell him that. So, you know, but if he had an aura, I think it'd be red. Right now, I'm telling you, like,
Of course.
face to face.
So, Jason, what do you do? How do you go about this?
So, you've seen Full Metal Alchemist, right?
Mhm.
The butcher
Yeah.
guy. Yeah,
Mhm.
that guy. I literally do that as I just slowly reach for the halberd. Just that stare of your life is worth less than it would take to wipe your blood off my halberd.
At that point, one of them in the back is like, "Let's fucking leave, dude. This isn't fucking worth it."
Indeed not.
The
Yeah, that guy.
See what I mean, Wahab? Like total red aura vibe, right? Are you feeling it?
Yes,
They-
actually, yes. It's
they kind of quickly shy away and leave the area.
I'm gonna have a.
Well,
I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy as they run away and just be like, "Run away, run away!" Little echoes taunting them.
the horrible
Copy that.
creature inside me is like, we should break into that door. But no, we should keep going, right? Like we did a good thing. Let's keep doing good, right?
Nah, fuck that shit. Something's in here they wanted. Now it's ours.
Oh, it was probably just poor
no.
mouse folk.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna go over and inspect the door and make sure they didn't do any actual like noticeable damage to it.
They did do noticeable damage to
All right,
it,
I'll,
but you're not sure if this
never
is
mind.
recent or has been there for some time. But at least most of it. Some of it is very clearly recent damage, splintered timbers and such, in the door itself. But
I look at the group after that. I'm sorry. I don't take kindly to people making hardship when hardship is
There's no
already
die.
there.
Agreed.
You have nothing to apologize for. Look, Jason, I really feel like we have a lot more in common than you know, and I wish that I could confirm it with like your aura color, but it's just all I can tell you is I've got a very good vibe off of you, and you didn't do anything wrong. You did the right thing. Would you like a crystal? I keep a couple here. Hold on. Let me pick a good one for you.
Sure, I'll
Oh,
take
this is-
one of your crystals.
What's your birth month? Ah, you look like a Libra. Here, take this
So
one.
I'm gonna give him an azure. I feel like that most reflects what I think he might be, but having no ability to read a tiefling's aura because they don't have auras. I'm going like the best I can, and but I'm gonna give you a deep bow and say thank you. Thank you for doing good. And speaking of which, let's keep doing good on our way there. Or wait, are we legitimately fixing this door? Is someone doing that?
I currently don't have the equipment on me to actually fix this, unfortunately. Is it at least sturdy? The door?
it's still a door. It will still keep stuff out, but it's seen better days. A long time ago, but it's seen better days.
Mm.
Oh.
So,
Short of consulting the owner, I don't think there's much more we can do here.
I was just about to say I do have other means of having it remain locked for however long you wish, but
Then you
I'm
could end
not-
up locking the owner in or
Ye-
out.
I
Yeah,
can,
in the
I can,
house.
I can
I
quite
don't-
easily give him the password, but
Again, that would require
It-
us consulting the owner, however.
and then it would also come down to they could still.
Yeah,
also
so we're gonna
break
keep
it.
walking towards the docks.
walking towards the docks, everybody. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the pier, I believe. I may have misspoken.
Yeah.
And,
So the pier specifically is where the cart was. The job was picked up at the Seabrook estate. So where do you go? Which specific spot you want to go to?
I mean, Edward's probably a good spot to start on this, right?
Edward's the one who we got pissed off.
Good, isn't it?
Sounds good enough for me.
I think, yeah,
Seabrook
he's
Estate.
got to know more than he gave us. Or at least where to find it. Right? Listen, you guys are
knows
the
more than
grown-ups.
us.
You're the ones that been around the block. I'm just spitballing here. I've seen a few plays. Very into the crime thriller aspect. So if I just shoot out random stuff, take it for what it's worth. Okay?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I've lived in this city my whole life. Never really been down this close to the water.
So, you head to the Seabrook Estate. The Seabrook Estate was not spared the destruction of this place. You guys do remember back a little bit as to the events of earlier today, the ripple of other explosions, and now you know what they were, or at least what some of them were. Because when you get to where it should be, it's not there anymore. There is in fact rubble where there was previously an establishment. It looks like a large portion of the dock itself, as well, or the dock and pier, also took explosives of some variety. And you realize Edward's probably not with us anymore.
Well, whoever was
least that was the
responsible for
land of
this
living.
covered their tracks.
Well, fuck.
I mean, maybe they didn't cover it too well. There could be a piece of paper with the information. Maybe, as I look at the rubble.
So this particular building, there's not a lot left of, but you could try to find something. Maybe if there is anything, you might not find anything. You might find something.
Hearing
Not really
Jason
sure.
and feeling the blue azure vibe coming off of him, I'm gonna start scraping through the rubble and I'm gonna start
No,
looking
bad
for
idea.
scraps of paper.
I'll aid you.
Give me a. Let me have 2 investigation rolls, so you can go ahead and have one from 2 people. So I want 2 rolls, one from whomever wants to roll, and both of you are going to get advantage on this roll because you are.
Guys, I am horrible at investigation, and I meant for this to be a throwaway joke.
I'll take your advantage. I'll roll one.
I'll
Okay.
do one.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
Oh, wait. I'm gonna guide Kix. I'll be like, here you go, Kix. And I'm like, we do like a weird secret handshake.
Yeah.
Your handshake.
That's a 1. So 19 for me.
Okay.
1 second.
The
maths.
handshake was so like I tried to hide it from everybody else. It only gave me a 1.
It's practically thieves' can't, but it's not. It's whores can't. This is something we learned while we're growing up. It's a homeschool thing. You wouldn't get it.
It's a homeschool thing. You wouldn't get it. Nice. Okay.
15 on dice with my modifier will be 22.
Okay. You comb through the wreckage of this place for a little bit of time, and you do actually find something. What exactly it is kind of lost to you, as when you do find your way to this piece of paper, it's kind of buried in what would have been the back of this establishment. It is a partially destroyed, but partially still intact page of vellum that reads, pick up the package at Pier 16. The rest of that is the rest of like on whatever's behind it is gone. Below it reads, mustn't be tampered with. That's all you got. It's not much, but it's something.
Where'd we pick up our cart? Was it Pier 16?
Pier 16.
I found a note. Not much to it, but
And unfortunately, after combing the wreckage for probably about 30 minutes, this is the only thing you find.
is there any kind of cellar?
To this place, yes. Actually, no, there genuinely is not a cellar to this particular establishment. There simply cannot be because of where it's at. Because you can look to the side and actually see the water. It is far too close to water for any kind of underground to exist. Without being flooded, that is.
Hear me out. All right, and this may sound a little far-fetched. It's my first time working with a group like this, and I'm going to try my hand at it. But if I had a package, right, that was like so huge and important to be picked up and delivered somewhere, I want to have eyes on it. What if we go back to Pier 16 and try to find like a lookout, or maybe there's a place where someone was watching this to make sure it picked up? Because what if we just said, fuck no, we don't want, we don't give a fuck about what the coin is. We don't want to take your card up to the fucking House of the Radiant Sun. Like, what if we didn't do that? They had to have backups, right? Sure. And right? Guys?
That makes sense. I see where you're going.
Whoa.
So, to Pier 16?
Guys, I just realized this note is talking about our cart.
That's what I'm saying.
So,
I
Pier
felt
16 is like 20 minutes
for
away.
a second, and I'm sure Rendell does this to me all the time, where like I have like an epiphany, and then he makes fun of my.
Pier
No.
16.
It's
out of character. You're getting me wrong. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I get it.
No, my character is dumb. My character just got it after you explained it.
Just
okay?
clicked, yeah.
That's not Jeff poking fun at you, Andy.
It's always coincidental poking.
I love all of you. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm fucking around. Just saying, you guys. I mean, you have no reason to listen to me. All right, I'm a nobody. I don't have armor. I don't have books. I don't have any of that. It's just
by consequence
what I would do.
That makes you perfect to listen to.
Just what I would.
Just saying.
So,
what do you guys want to do? You guys want to go to Pier 16? You want to go home? What do you want to do?
Fuck it, it's closest thing to what we got.
Yeah.
I mean, Pierce. Yeah, but I agree with Wilhelm because he's got the only aura that I can fucking see. Oh,
okay.
Wilhelm, I forgot to tell you, Dragonborn also don't have auras.
Oh.
I don't know how they feel about that.
Okay.
So, Pier 16's like 15 minutes away. They're 10 or 15 minutes away, I think I said. When you arrive to it, you can see that this place was directly impacted by the explosions. And in fact, you now realize that the row of explosions you heard that was like boom, 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 that was here. Because the boat that they were unloading the stuff off of is currently almost entirely underwater at this point. The pier is fucked is the best way I can describe it. There is a boat sunk. There's multiple boats as you look down the pier. There are multiple boats that are sunk in the harbor, at pier in harbor that are actually like really, really bad for anything naval oriented. And whatever cargo and everything that was here is either gone or destroyed.
There goes that idea.
You don't know if they were trying to cover tracks or something else. But the boat to this one is fucking gone. Well, not gone. It's over there in the water. Under it.
I will and kind of cluelessly, because you guys should know, I'm like a mid-teens kid here, right? So like I'm pretty blunt, I look to Ishan and Wilhelm and just in disbelief, say like who would do this? This is like trying to. I'm I'm speaking. I don't know who the fuck would do this, but also strategically, killing the docks is probably smart.
Very angry people who have felt like they've been being wronged for the last 2-3 generations and have decided that now is finally the time to start doing something about it.
It occurs to me something, and this is just me as the DM realizing, no one checked anybody's pockets with the bodies.
I thought that was part of what we were doing.
Oh, good, because I thought you meant my pockets. They're full of like.
No.
Snickerdoodles.
They're full of confections.
I guess I misunderstood what was going on with the.
No,
checking
at the time you. Yeah, so you guys were looking for insignias and that kind of shit. You found that, and then you guys got interrupted by the guard, and I did not let you guys go back to looking at stuff. That's my bad. You should have found that. So instead, because you should have found that at that point, because it was not a DC hard check or anything. It was intended for you to find it. What you will find here is that there are. There are remains over here of people who were probably killed in the explosion that really either haven't been moved or if they have, they've just been moved a little bit. You do spot an individual wearing similar garb to what you experienced on the other side of town. So, little tiny bit of a retcon. I should have given you that before. That's my bad. I forgot.
No worries.
But there is a body over there that does fit the description of.
Wait, do you see that?
These guys.
Doesn't that guy look familiar?
Yeah, it just seems to be wearing the right colours of who we tangled with before.
More
All right, wait.
green.
So you're all seeing it, right?
Mm.
Everyone? What about you, Jason? Yeah?
Oh, I see it.
Kicks? All right, so we're all seeing it. That's a that body over there that looks familiar to like where this all kicked off, right? You're seeing that, right? Yeah. All right, so that is a retinal confirmation, I think.
My mic doesn't pick up clapping very well, but I am applauding that one. That was beautiful.
Yep.
That really was.
Run them pockets. What's in there?
All right, so you rifle through pockets. You find spare ammunition. Surprise to nobody.
Easy.
You some spare bullets, but for a gun that's not here.
Okay.
You just don't see the gun. Gentleman, this individual, you see that there are several large, probably about 12 or so inch long wooden splinters that have gone right through his armor. One of them is just embedded directly in his chest, like in his heart. Probably died in seconds. So he's still
Shame.
looking up at the sky. Huh?
Shame.
Oh. In his pockets, you find a note, half torn, but pieces are still there, so you can just stick them together. That reads, "Connect the wires. Connect the wires to the plunger. Depress the plunger." And then beneath it, in a separate thing, it says, "Retreat through the underway. If you cannot get to the underway, then retreat via boat. We will to the shore, and we will pick you up. We will take you north. You will get back to your home. That's all it says.
Okay, what's north of here?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm going to do this. There's our chat. There's our chat. Nope. Where is my thing? Why did it run away from me? Where did it go? I had this literally 10 seconds ago. Oh, there it is. Found it. Boop. I'm going to do that. Give you that. So you guys have that in there. And I'll put it in the other chat as well. Not that chat. Wrong chat. Boop. So that exists in several places now. That is a map of the Viscarian Imperium, where you guys are. You guys are currently in Autumncroft. You may not know these areas like super well. Some of you do. Keyshawn and Wilhelm, for example, are very familiar with most of this area, or at least semi-familiar with most of this area, so you are aware of what you're looking at. The rest of you, it would not be hard to get a map, number one. Number two, so you have a scale or sense of where you are. You are in Autumncroft. Directly north of Autumncroft is nothing particularly of note. However, the biggest and most important thing is that there is a river that runs above and is connected to Autumncroft itself. That river, I just want to make sure I actually did label that correctly, which it's not labeled in the in that map because I didn't want to clutter it up too much, so that we didn't have a mess of trying to figure out what the hell you were looking at. That river, dear God, this is loading quite slowly.
Grand River?
Yes, sorry, that is the Grand River. I did, in fact, label it. There it is. So directly north of here is the Grand River.
And just to, I'm making some assumptions here, but I assume that the Grand River flows south towards the Bay of Ost?
Correct. Though you can go up it, especially with the technology of the time.
Of course.
Going up this river is nowhere near impossible.
Yeah, it's more a matter of speed.
Correct. Shoot, even when it was mainly the age of sails and such, you still could have gone up this thing. It just takes longer.
I should shut up because my character wouldn't know any of this. So what the fuck?
That's fine. But yeah, directly north of here is the Grand River, which you do know travels you can travel up all the way past to Rosenheim, and even past Rosenheim into the Council lands, the Duhan Council lands. Also, even if they meant literal north and just going straight up from here, the only thing that's actually north of here, besides kind of vaguely unkept wilderness and what, not wilderness, but like unexpanded land and such, is eventually the border with the Vescarian Imperium and the Duhan Council. Kind of not a lot of places you can go from where you guys are directly north. That is, you can go like this way, and you'll get places, but up, there's not really anywhere to go.
Let's be honest. We live in the greatest city in the world. Why would we want to leave? Why would we want to go anywhere else? Anywhere else is a downgrade.
I know, right?
Right.
We have a place to rest at Wilhelm's home.
He's got a sick flat.
Yeah.
We get you a sick deal there. Trust me.
Speaking of the hospitality of whatever, it is currently at a time that you guys are now doing the last of your investigations right here at the docks. It's about 5:30 in the evening. Sun has or is about to go into that dusk slash starting to fade away into the beginnings of night. Yeah, it's up to you guys what you want to do. From here, I believe it would be on the water. I could be wrong about that. I'd actually have to think about the celestial body for a second, but I'm pretty sure that's on the water.
Let's do it on the water for now, just for romantic's sake.
Sure, yeah. But yeah, so the sun is beginning to dip down and get pretty low.
I keep trying to slide a little closer.
Well,
do you want to talk? I'm here to listen if you want to talk.
I'm not sure
What you're
if
saying is you want to listen?
I'm not sure if the other of these potentially had similar notes, whether they already know about them or not, but it might be information worth taking back.
I have to agree there.
I don't know.
What would you like to do for the evening?
I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to go home. I want to get a warm meal. I want to hug Mama. I want to go upstairs.
Okay.
And I'm going to rent a nice room with one of my sisters.
Okay.
And we're gonna spoon.
Okay.
Only I'm the little spoon.
Okay.
And
That
then
checks.
and then one or more of us are gonna cry while one or the other like rubs his back and tells him like it's gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay, you know?
This
at the
play-by-play is wonderful, by the way.
At the very end of the night, I'm gonna leave the biggest tip my sis has ever seen on the end table.
That's
And maybe I'll
this is
maybe I'll get a
easy
bath.
enough to do.
Maybe I'll get a bath.
Easy enough to do. So, am I correct in that for the overall, we would like to more or less disperse to our individual things, at least for right now, since we don't have particular lead to go off of.
No, Wilhelm, come with us. Trust me, I've got the perfect sister for you. You're gonna fucking love her. What are you into? What color hair? You got a hair color you like? Some people have hair colors they like.
I think he's currently dying of laughter.
Did I break?
Yeah.
All right.
Wilhelm is just kind of
Absolutely.
absorbed,
Don't worry
absorbing
about the
everything
hair
that's
color.
being said.
Honestly, some of them just wear wigs anyways. Like you could say anything, and they'll just like pop. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay. Anyways, all right. Let's move on. Let's get to some other things.
Oh, god damn it.
Well, I don't
So-
know about you, but my abode isn't exactly too close for us to retreat to.
You could come hang out at the Velvet. We got plenty of room. It's warm. There's libations, subpar food. There's a buffet. I could tell you some of the things to avoid at the buffet. Yeah. And you know Coral's already there. Like, he's probably hanging. Well, yeah, but it's... You just wait for the shift change. Yeah, he likes his pheasant. Sometimes he doesn't even eat it. He just like plays with it and guards it and like yells at anyone who looks at it. He's like, "You looking at this?" You know, he gets like on, I would say like all fours, but it's usually like a 3-point stance for some reason. He just looks around.
A quick trip to the lantern later. You guys. Yep. Canon.
But the chicken's still alive.
No, it's not alive anymore, but it's still feathered. It's still feathered. Like, they didn't even cook it yet.
Well, mostly. It's still feathered. Well, mostly. Yep, that's happening. Okay, so you guys find your way to the lantern. You have the evening to do with anything that you like. If you guys would like to have a conversation or otherwise, feel free. Otherwise, I'm just going to scoot you through so we can get to the next big thing happening, which will be the next day. So nothing surprising there.
There's 2 things I would like to do. So first things would be a conversation involving everyone, and second thing is once I get a room, there's an experiment I'd like to try. But the first conversation regarding this piece of information we have acquired, I don't know about the rest of you, but I'd like to more than definitely report this to the Harps, as it's definitely a lead for them.
It certainly is something. We might as well.
The more people working on it, the better. Am I right?
Agreed.
That's for thinking. The same as our friend here said, while we might be as skilled and equipped as we are, whatever and whoever organises such an attack might just be beyond us at this moment. But we can still help. You, when you said this is beyond us. It says for one who was in simple shock and awe from a little shockwave. No, it's understandable. It's nothing. I take.
You'll get used to it.
While I may appear to be prim and proper, it's nothing but due to my own hard work. I've had no luxury of a family to rely on. But that's all I have to say. That's the only thing I wish to contribute tonight. I have some research I want to try.
All right.
Hmm.
So what exactly are you gonna get up to, Vinny?
So, well, the probably easiest and probably the cheapest thing I'm probably going to be able to do to start off with out of my several experiments I'm going along is I'm guessing I know the basic formula and warding to the shielding runes, the deflecting ones. I want to try and experiment,
simple.
and this will probably blow through my spell slots if wish, to find a way to ward that in with a shield spell perhaps, or one of my several shielding spells that I have,
Sure.
or the ward that I cast on upon myself anyway.
So you are aware that that a spell like shield or otherwise will still work with one of these warding runes, or these not barrier runes, excuse me, one of these shield runes. They will work together. A little bit of playing around with it, you do find a couple of things. First, they are compatible. They do work, so you can in fact use like shield while wearing a fucking shield rune. Which, by the way, all of you guys have one, at least a copper one at the moment. It is what is giving you armor class against guns. Otherwise, you don't have armor class against guns. Don't go without armor class against guns. It's bad. Don't do that. All of you have one. If not a copper one, they are so common. They almost a dime a dozen. You can get them very cheap, and they're very worthwhile. So you are aware that they do in fact work together. Second is that when you do use your shield, you can feel the little emblem, or the little rune heats up. Though you think that that's mainly due to the fact that it is a small copper rune and not anything more valuable. So that gives you some knowledge that this does interact with each other, and you know.
But the way I was thinking is like way to have that rune incorporated into the shield rune, so I don't actually have to have a shield rune on me. In a way, like in the case of it runs, the shield rune that I have on me runs out, it
Burns up, goes through
burns up. Yeah. The way I can reinforce my own magical shielding with the shielding property is where I was
What you're
thinking of
looking
it.
at is a lot of fields. You're trying to overlap a bunch of different layers on top of each other.
Yes.
They can kind of touch each other to some degree, and they can sort of like phase through each other without really affecting each other much. But they genuinely are. I guess the word I would say is it seems like you're trying to do is figure out how to make it so that if one of those particular fields goes down, I don't have no field on me at any point.
Basically.
And both the shield spell, both the things like major armor or otherwise will still work with that, and that's probably the best you're going to get, at least as of right now, without spending some serious cash and a lot of time in trying to figure out something better. However, you again are aware that these runes are not expensive. At least the copper ones are really not expensive. So you can, if it burns out, you can get another one really cheaply. It's about 4 copper for one. They are not expensive. Yes, Jeff.
Can you stack them?
No. They do not work that
But
way.
if you've got a
unfortunately.
couple and one of them gets
So-
hit, then like
So what would happen is if you did do that, one of them would try to work, fail, and you'd still get shot because the other field wouldn't work in time.
Roger
But
that.
a subsequent shot would go to the next rune that is available. So technically, you could wear a necklace of them, and it would be like, well, if one of them burns out, I got another one just in case. But you still probably got shot in the middle of that. So
I see.
You know.
I like that. I like that. Still works.
it works, but it's yeah. Anywho, so that's what you get done
take up
for.
all my night?
It takes up most of your time, I'd say, of just playing around with it.
I'll start on my next one, which would be, because obviously with being an abjuration wizard, I have my ward, my shielding ward. Find a way to start looking into perhaps incorporating it into that.
You can start working on that. It's gonna take a while.
It will obviously just be theory work at this point.
Theory crafting. So, with that, I'm going to say that you guys bed down for the evening, unless anybody else has anything else they want to get to.
Yeah, come on, Will. Trust me, you pick a good one. If you want, like, if there's one that's like currently like booked, I can totally swap. I can be like, hey, honey, no, this guy. You know what I mean? I can pull her right out of like what we call wet work and get her washed up, and she could be down here in like 10 minutes.
So you guys have a good evening, and you wake in the morning. Oh. You guys awake in the morning. The world has moved slightly. Not really. I mean, in that the world kept spinning overnight. When you awake, it's a normal morning up until about 7 o'clock or so. About 7 o'clock, you guys are probably having breakfast still. Maybe a little bit later of a night, so you guys got a little bit less sleep than that you would have before, etc. But a little later morning start, because technically most people are starting at like 6 or 6:30, just because of that's about when the sun kind of starts showing up at this point in the year. About 7-ish, you guys are downstairs having breakfast when you hear the radio in the establishment, which radios are not ubiquitous yet, but they're common enough that this place having one isn't really weird. They usually use it for just playing music or otherwise, or connecting it to the record player off to the side. But today it's on talking about the news and such, and there is discussion going on about yesterday's attack and what all has been happening and how many suspected as of right now. The current body count that is 229 people. Many more injured. Diplomats have been sent to neighboring states to figure out what had happened and why. The main question everyone has is why did this happen to us, and who is responsible? And then cutting through that, or in a very sharp, almost staticky break, you can hear one of the people say, "We are getting a transmission that we are going to interrupt this broadcast for. Please, everyone, please listen." And it starts playing this other person, someone else. You don't recognize the voice in any capacity. In addition to not recognizing the voice, you have no fucking clue what they're saying. None of you guys speak Ming, I don't think. So,
Ming?
yeah, Ming. I don't believe you speak Ming. So, none of you have any idea what is being said, at least at first, until you hear a translator who is speaking, trying not to speak over the speaker, but speak, underneath them in the space between and otherwise to translate. And they're translating it into common for everyone. The speech or rather, what is being said is, the cowardly dogs of the council have dared to attack our allies and kill my son. There can be no further recompense. There can be no further reparations. There can be no bargaining with a monster that will take your family from you. We will remove them. This is war. Now, you guys, after that, it pretty much abruptly stops. Actually, no, this is war, and then he proceeds with, "We will not just beat them, we will destroy them. We will destroy everything that is them." Then it stops. After which the news goes on, trying to make sense of whatever that was. You guys are familiar with at least the language, not what was said, but you're pretty sure that was, at least if it wasn't Ming, it was Dao, and you're not quite certain which one it was, but it's one of those languages, which gives you at least an idea of where this hails from. There's only one place in the world where that really comes from, and they're both languages come from the same place, which is the neighbor to the west, which is the Tylix dynasty. So, with that, you guys are at your table with your breakfast.
Do not like the timing. He looks like he's trying to piece together where a chess board game currently is by just hearing somebody say where all the pieces are in his head at the moment. Real quick, Kelly, how are
Yes.
our relations with the dynasty again?
You are allied to them. The Viscarian Imperium is nominally an ally of the Tylix dynasty. This is a fairly recent, within the last 10 years, change. Before they just had amicable relations. Now they are a formal alliance with each other.
I'll be honest, some of my most sacred techniques have been appropriated from that area, and I would love to see it in person. You know what I mean? Like, live, laugh, hug, cry, sleep.
I
need that on my wall. Live, laugh, love, cry, sleep.
I think I'm probably going to need to have a few conversations with some people that I do not believe are currently in Autumncroft. Because, unfortunately, that message was vague enough that it's worrying. I should very much so like to know who they intend to go to war with, because, as I said, the timing is worrying. 2 major attacks on 2 major countries that are neighboring each other. I fear the possibility that either we are going to be dragged into a war or made to go to war with someone who we thought was our ally. Because this is starting to feel orchestrated.
So, at that point, I forget what I named the lizard folk. What his name is, but he comes over. I can't remember what his name is off the top. But he comes over.
You know I have it somewhere.
Yeah, I know you do somewhere. He's such a Lizanne, yes. Lizanne comes over and he's like, okay, someone's here to see all of you, so I don't know what you did, but don't tell the matrons or they'll be mad. He kind of gestures at this other person to come in. It's like this kind of young halfling man. He walks in. He says, "Are you the folks that took care of the Temple of the Radiant Sun yesterday?"
Same.
Yes.
Good.
Inquiring.
He says to you many a word. Stop laughing over there. It makes it much harder to think.
And his entourage starts laughing at him.
He says to you many a word.
Wow.
He
He is saying the words.
Udix Tabor has some, not questions, but has a request. If you would be so kind as to follow me back to the halls of judgment, that I might have him give that request to you. Out of this, he looks around, fine establishment. He looks uncomfortable.
Very well.
It's not exactly an invite to walk away from. I kind of like hint towards the rest.
I mean, she's fucking hot. But what are you talking about? For Wilhelm or? Oh, for
He is like, I will wait outside, and he leaves.
Oh, come on, man! My sister's a really good kisser.
He leaves. He's gone. Him, mutton chops, the whole 9. He's out. He waits outside for you.
I'm gonna kiss my other sister, Sisyphone, deeply, like we always do, before we leave. I'll say goodbye. I'll see you later. Give my love to everyone else.
You didn't know that Autumncroft was smack dab in the center of Alabama.
Probably is now.
Hey.
Jesus.
I'm most likely not related to most of them. Okay?
Probably not.
Most of them
Probably
are not blood related to me in any way. We just grew up, and sometimes, look, I don't have to explain it to you. Look, you're my brother. You're my brother. I don't want to kiss you. That's not my orientation. And as you know, we have consent. The Velvet Lantern is very big on consent. And sometimes when like maybe you're cleaning up and sometimes when you're cleaning up the bar or maybe you're swabbing the cream out of the room sometimes and you get really close with the person.
I
You guys
shape
are
water. I shape water. Some
gently
water.
smoothed
Jar
out
just
of the
into his
room.
face. Just,
I'm out. I'm outside.
Yeah, I've left. I've left. I'm done.
Outside.
yeah.
You guys are gently and gingerly shoved the fuck out of the street.
Jesus.
Why Cecilia? I forgot what I named her.
It's like Sisyphone or something like that. I don't know.
Sophia.
You
Sure.
so you guys take a little walk for about an hour or so. Actually no, it wouldn't be a walk. He actually brought a cart. So yeah, you guys get into a carriage. Yes.
One thing I want to look at while we're on this carriage ride, if we have time. The 2 notes we found. Is there any similarity in the writing?
Between which notes? The one that was
The one we found on the
ripped?
body and the one that we found in the rubble detaining towards the job.
Also, add the one that we
Oh.
got to that list from the
one
bag.
the one that you got from the body by the
bag
cart,
as well, yes.
and the one that you got from the last guy, or from the guy that had the splinter through the chest. They are almost identical writing.
What about
The other one that you pulled from the rubble, not
No.
the same.
So one from the bag and the dude's the same, one in the rubble different.
They had
Correct.
a middleman. I mean, it makes sense, right? I hear
But
about
still,
this
just the
shit all the
fact that
time.
just for the fact that these 2 are near enough identical.
A 30-minute trip back to the halls of judgment is quick. The other guy doesn't say very much, if really at all. Seems like I am doing my job and I want to go continue to do my job and go home kind of individual. He brings you guys to the Hall of Justice, where the mouse woman, which I immediately have already forgotten the name of, Miriam, I think. her name
Mildred?
was.
Miriam?
It was We'll go with Mildred. I can't remember, but yeah, Mildred is actually just waiting there for you guys to arrive, and she says, "Hello, come this way." She's very polite, wearing a similar outfit as yesterday, but obviously not the same, and brings you guys through the winding, turning, twisting mess that is this building, and eventually back up to the office of the Udex. She does not, or she knocks once and then enters and opens the door with you all behind her, gestures you all inside, and pulls the door closed behind you, not inside herself. You are once again in the room of a very, very tired man. Tired though he might be, he still stands quite upright, tall. The air in here smells similar to yesterday, but is now has the faintest hint of tobacco smoke that had been previously imbibed. He turns again after looking at the same kind of, like, almost the exact same head-on look that you had before of looking out the window and turning back to you. It's pretty much the exact same thing as he turns back and he says, yes. I am glad that you have heeded the summons that I had for you, though those were completely optional. Have you found anything else?
Well, you are most certainly astute. We did come across something else I was going to bring attention to. I bring out the note we found of the body. We came across this on one of the bodies of the deceased. I'll pass it to her.
Takes it, looks it over, hands it back to you. Similar notes have been found on other corpses of the assailants. This was not a small thing. But that is not why I've called you here. I've called you here because I have a favor to ask. It is, unlike as you may think, completely and utterly optional. It would just remove a thorn from my side. There is a certain individual, or rather group of individuals,